Well, it looks like we've got another epic, absolutely epic Get Woke, Go Broke story coming up. Here's a headline: Snow White set pics stir anti woke criticism. Disney initially claimed the pictures from the live action set were fake, but later backtracked. And obviously, the biggest criticism of the reimagining for modern audiences of Snow White is that Snow White isn't so white. And I believe that Snow White is a German fairy tale, in which case the people there are pretty pale. Snow White would be pretty pale. That's why they call her Snow White. So unless you just think there's something wrong with people being white or very pale, I don't see why you'd change this. Because in case this isn't obvious, it makes absolutely no sense. I mean, this actress who's playing Snow White is very pretty. But she's not exactly Snow White, is she? Here from the Daily Mail, exclusive: Snow White and the Seven Politically Correct Companions? And actually, when I first saw this picture, I thought it was just a movie about AOC and her college roommates. And now apparently these are pictures from the set, and this picture here of Snow White is not actually the actress, that's a stand-in for the actress. And as you can see, she's also, not Snow White. But the other interesting thing is here, you've got one dwarf, and then you've got a diverse group of 6 people who are not, who just seem to be normal-sized people. And so I guess it's not Snow White and the 7 dwarfs anymore, is it? And I can't help but thinking that this has already ruined it, right? This is going to be a massive failure already because it's just too stupid. But why not just go all out? Why not just keep going? I mean, just make it more ridiculous. Make it more absurd. Oh, wait, they already did. They got rid of the prince. That's right. Modern audience, Snow White, don't need no man. Just the way it always should have been. Just think of how much children would have loved this story had Snow White just been an independent woman all along, maybe even an executive. And since she's a independent woman now, why don't the 7 dwarfs, or sorry, the 1 dwarf or little person and the 6 hipsters, maybe they could help her start her OnlyFans, because I'm sure that would be empowering. But why even stop there? How about replace the apple with cross-sex hormones? I mean, if that's not going to boost Disney's ESG score, I don't know what will. Now, apparently, the change in the casting for Snow White in reference to the 7 dwarfs, it looks like it came from this. Peter Dinklage said the 7 dwarfs are an insult. Some actors in the little people community are not thrilled to have the Emmy-winning actor serve as their spokesperson. And before you can say, well, that doesn't make any sense, yeah, 6 little people are out of a job. Peter Dinklage said, literally no offense to anything, but I was sort of taken aback. They were very proud to cast a Latino actress as Snow White, but you're still telling the story of Snow White and the 7 dwarfs. Take a step back and look at what you're doing there. It makes no sense to me. You're progressive in one way, but you're still making that fucking backward story about 7 dwarfs living in a cave together. Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough. And I just have to comment that nobody was thinking before or after that Peter Dinklage lives in a cave with 6 of his friends. And I have to say, it really boggles the mind how these kinds of idiotic decisions get made. I mean, Disney can ill afford to lose a bunch more money because they keep losing a lot of money over and over again. I mean, Fleabag and the Dial of Destiny looks like it's going to be a massive loss. Maybe a couple of $100 million. Elemental. Massive flop. Here, Disney lost over $300 million after 2 woke kids movies were gigantic box office bombs. That would be Lightyear and Strange World. Not to mention Ant-Man and others. But it just seems like they can't stop. They just can't stop themselves. And let's just end this video with this. Robbie Starbuck. Meet the cast of Disney's new woke Snow White film. Snow White is Colombian now, and these 7 dwarves look more like 6 normal-sized hipster pedos and 1 dwarf from Portland. Snow White no longer has skin white as snow. Absolutely ridiculous. And it is ridiculous. And the problem with these kinds of choices is that there's nothing inherently wrong with diversity. It's just that it ruins the authenticity of some stories. This is based on, European folklore. Snow White isn't set in Chicago. But you know what? They might as well have said it there because it really couldn't get any worse anyway. But that's all I'm going to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.